Welcome back, entrepreneurs and future business owners. I'm your host, Corey A. Wilson, and I am joined by my lovely co-host, partner, and wife.
I'm Nikisha Wilson.
And this is the Wilson Podcast. And again, the reason we are doing this podcast is to support, educate, and build a community around entrepreneurship. And today's conversation that we think is an important conversation that, again, something that we needed when we were on our entrepreneurial journey is support. And the support that we're going to talk about today is mentors, consultants, and advisors that can help support you in your business. So, Nikisha.
Corey.
All right. Starting off, we're going to talk about, I guess, a little bit about what we could have utilized via advisor, consultant, or mentor when we were in the trenches with our two businesses. And we did get some support as far as mentors, but you want to talk a little bit about, I guess, let's start with a consultant, how they could have potentially helped us in our, let's say, coffee business.
A consultant could have helped us to see things that we couldn't see, like when we first started. I kind of said, okay, we can make X amount of dollars. It can cover the rent. There were blind spots in areas of the business that I definitely did not think about. And if we had a consultant at the time, they could have helped us prepare better. They could have helped us prepare better.
Okay. And with mentor, let's just stick on them for a minute because as a mentor, what do you think, I guess, are the benefits of mentorship?
Oh man, I think mentorship, watch my words, is just as valuable as consultants. And the reason why I think mentorship is just as valuable and sometimes even more valuable is because a mentor, there's no transactional exchange, right? They are guiding you, supporting you, and giving you wisdom and knowledge based on their experience and based on what they've learned along the way. Mm-hmm. And they kind of give you the scenario like, if I were you, this is what I would do. For most mentors, if not all, there's no exchange of money. Yeah. So they're doing it because they want to see you grow, because they want to see you succeed in your journey and this venture of entrepreneurship. There's so much that I've learned from mentors. The number one thing that I've learned from one of my mentors has been the importance of personal development. And some people may think, what does personal development have to do with running a business? It's vital.
Yeah. And I would second on that conversation about mentors is that mentors, they do have a set amount of skills and a set amount of experience. And without asking the question, knowing exactly where they've been and what they've been exposed to, I think a mentor that's working with you in a business sense or a business capacity really has that background to support you with other people that they've worked with, other individuals that may have similar experiences, right, that they've had conversations with, and not just to utilize their experience, but they are also a great networking component to whoever they're working with. So if you're in a business and, again, coffee shop, a mentor can have access to other people that are in the food industry that can possibly give you some hints or ideas to help you build a better business as well. So I think that's something that's also an add value to most business owners by utilizing a mentor in that capacity.
I just want to add that, and this is for me personally, right? Like my mentor have opened doors where I've been on the board of organizations where these people didn't know me before, but because I was introduced by my mentor, I was able to join the board. I was able to be put on projects where there were people that may have a different education level or a different skill, but because of that relationship with the mentor, a lot of opportunities I was given because of the mentorship. And the other piece is a mentor doesn't have to be in person, right? Like you can have mentors online. Who are some of your mentors, Corey?
Well, talk about mentors. I want to expand on it because I think mentorship is not just who they are, but again, like you just said, they got you into certain doors that you probably wouldn't have gotten into otherwise.
Right.
And I think the bigger question is, instead of who are my mentors, because we do have a lot. We have people that are in person, people online that are mentors to us. I think the bigger thing is to have a mentor, find a mentor. The easiest way to find them is to find someone, if you're in a business, that is someone that you not idolize, but you look up to, and I guess kind of mimic them,
Right.
or find them and contribute your time and energy into supporting what they're doing or being a part of what they have going on, because someone that you want to work with you in this capacity most times is free. So when it's free, it's really not free. What you're spending is your time and attention.
Right.
So if you can dedicate your time and attention to something that they have going on that you can support them in, I'm sure they'll be able to reciprocate some of that value back into you. So I think the best way to get a mentor and find a mentor is find someone that you look up to, someone that mimics something you want to do in your business, and see if there is a way you can reach out to them via DM, whether they have an event, show up there at their events and introduce yourself, talk about what you're doing, what you got going on, see what they say and how you guys kind of interact with each other.
Right.
And if it feels like a good fit, if this person has something to offer and you are willing to learn, dedicate that time to spending with that mentor, whether it's going to, like I said, going to events, meeting them, seeing them, and delivering value,
Right.
Offer something. Don't just be there and say, I want.
Take, right?
Yeah, it has to be reciprocal. You have to be able to be good in wherever you're at, whatever space you're in, and be able to deliver that value back to your mentor. And in return, I'm sure if you keep doing it over and over again, you keep showing up in the same places, that they will see that you are serious about your business and be willing to share a little bit about what they know and their experience with you.
So yes, that's definitely a way to find mentors in person. Before I had a mentor like that I can call or text or email, some of my mentors were on YouTube.
Yep.
So I just want to say that, there are mentors in your community that you can definitely tap into. But while you're building that relationship, while you're learning, you can find a mentor on YouTube that you like, that values align with your values, and you're just kind of drawn to them, and listen to them. And if you listen enough and if you watch the videos enough, you will get so much value from the virtual mentors that now you're able to take some of that and pass it on to other people. So one, yes, get a mentor. And the other thing I would say is become a mentor, right? There's probably skills, experience, things that you've learned along the way that someone else may learn from, whether it's a young person in college or someone in high school or someone that's just starting a business that is dealing with something that you've overcome. So I would say, yes, find mentors online, YouTube, books. I'm currently reading Myron Golden, From Trash Man to Cash Man. And that's a mentorship because he's mentoring me through his book.
Yep.
That's all I got for mentorship.
Yeah, that's good. Those are some, again, we just want to break down what mentors are, how you can potentially find them, and what they mean to you, and what you should expect from them as far as what should you be doing to, I guess, provide value to them in the whole circle that you're in as far as in business.
Can I plug one more thing before we jump to the next topic? If you are in business and you need a mentor, score.org, SCORE.org is a great resource to get a business mentor. And I tell business owners, if you reach out to SCORE and the first mentor, reach out again. This is an organization that is a nonprofit, and these are retired executives that you can use to mentor you in different areas in your business. If you're looking specifically for an accounting area mentorship, you can get someone that's just focused on accounting. If it's marketing, you can get someone to focus on marketing. So that's a resource that's available to any business owner in the United States. So that's something you definitely want to tap into. And there's no such thing as too many mentors
That's
or
a
too
fact.
many coaches. Like, you get a little bit from everyone.
Everybody. Yep. You pull nuggets from everyone. And from mentors, we want to go into the advisor space. The advisors are, from what we have engaged with or who we've engaged with, advisors are more like strategists. So they help you in your business at a high level. They basically look at your business, they kind of identify where you're at in your business, and then they kind of speak to improvements along the way. Some things business owners are not aware of. Again, most business owners, they understand the principles of creating a business, which is you have to have a product or service, you have to have your finances in order, you have to be aware of customers, your target customers, and customer service to retain retention, marketing, after you have all that together, and of course the operation of the business, because there's a certain way it needs to run. And as a business owner, when you start out, you're wearing all the hats. You have to understand all those pieces. And what you really thrive in is just your business as far as your products and your service. You're good on that end, and you're good with your customers because you created a relationship, you generated revenue, so that means people are patronizing you. But where we seem to lack is the financing piece, the operation piece, and the marketing piece. And what we're doing right here is this is a part of us really tapping into the marketing piece, because you have to be seen in order to be valuable to other people and for other people to even see who you are and what you are. So creating this social proof of not just podcasting, but if you're in business, you should be on LinkedIn. LinkedIn just hit 1 billion users. So I believe most business owners are there. That's the Instagram for business owners. But coming back, the advisor and strategist, they look at your business at a high level. I would say, what do you think is the threshold of revenue you should be earning to utilize an advisor? Or is there one?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, because if you get an advisor, right? Let's say you're making $100,000 and you're like, I can't afford an advisor because I'm only generating $100,000. You may be able to invest $5,000, $10,000 with an advisor, and that advisor now shows you how you can make $200,000 or $250,000, right? They can help you build out a plan. You may have, you may be making $100,000 and you hire an advisor. An advisor shows you how you can leverage technology or be more efficient, so that you can still take that $100,000, but now you have less expenses. So it's really hard for me to say, you need to be making X amount of dollar to get an advisor. I would say if you're stuck and if you've done everything you can with what you've had and you're trying to grow, invest into someone or invest with a company that can help you grow or identify what's keeping you stuck.
Yeah, and I think that advisors, we don't know outside of SCORE of any mentors or advisors that can support you for free.
What I'd like to add so when you are dealing with advisors, right, a lot of the work is strategic, right, and it's long term. So as business owners, I think we also have to realize that there's no immediate fix, right? I know that sometimes
Yes.
social media and whatever makes it seems like you can fix this in 60 days. You may fix this in 90 days. But one of the things we've learned from working with business owners is we may start with a business owner. I'll give you a prime example. A business owner hired us because they needed some bookkeeping to get some financing, right? And I was like, I don't really do bookkeeping, but I'll help you out because it was the season. So we helped the business owner out. And as I'm doing the bookkeeping, we discovered that there were much bigger problems than just bookkeeping. So now we had to kind of pause on the bookkeeping and go back and just do some cleaning up and some operational type work. But what I'm saying is the business owner wanted one thing, which probably would have taken about 3 months. But after having the conversation and kind of pulling the curtains back, we realized that the problem was much bigger than that.
Yeah.
So we ended up working with this business owner almost a year and a half to fix the problem. So you as the business owner may have blind spots and you may have areas in your business and bottlenecks in your business that you don't even recognize.
Yeah.
So when you bring an advisor in, this is a long-term relationship. Now, you want to have things in place where you're able to measure, like, okay, what has changed since I hired this advisor?
Yeah.
And some of the changes may not be monetarily. Some of the changes may be operational.
Yeah.
Some of the changes may be systems. Some of the changes may be SOPs that you didn't have in place. So when you're hiring an advisor, sometimes the immediate benefit isn't monetarily. It has to be the operational and the strategic systems in your business. So you may not see an immediate monetary benefit.
Yeah, and another reason again why we're creating this podcast for this one specifically is because there is a lot of conversation about consultants and advisors and mentors and how they support you in your business. And I think this conversation is really to wrap business owners' heads around expectations from each of these individuals, because sometimes they want you to a business owner wants you to come into their business and basically revamp it within 2-3 months. And depending on what's going on in the business and depending how good the advisor or consultant you have is, they're there for certain reasons, specific reasons. And they should outline how they can support you in your business before you even think about paying anyone. So kind of make sure that when you are vetting advisors or consultants, a little bit about their background, a little bit about their experience, and try to understand if they really have the expertise to support you in your business venture. Because this is tough.
Can I add one more thing?
You can always add one more thing.
And if you can, try to learn what they're doing, because you have some, you may need a fractional advisor, right? Like a fractional COO or a fractional CFO that comes in and do the work. But if you don't understand what they're doing, and when they leave, you still don't understand what they're doing, then it's a problem, and you're constantly in that trap. So if you're hiring someone, one of the things we like to do is we like to teach our business owners as we're doing the work. Like, yes, I'm going to help you with this, but I also want to show you what I did, how I did it, and why I did it. So now you have a full understanding. So if you're hiring someone within your company, you now know exactly what needs to be done and how to do it.
Yeah, and even if you don't know exactly what needs to be done or how to do it, you have an understanding of what it looks like.
Right.
Because some people are getting things done within their business and they don't know how it's done. And I think that's a very important piece, because you're not going to be an expert at everything in your business. But what you do want to do is have an understanding of what's going on in your business so you can identify bottlenecks. You can identify when things are not going the way that they are organized to go and or operationally supposed to work. And so I think that is also a skill that, again, when you're inundated with all of these things as a business owner, as a CEO, you don't have the time for. But when you're bringing people in, you want to make sure that they're doing the work that they claim they can do, and you want to be brought along for the ride. Because like you said, Keisha, when they leave, sometimes you're right back at square one, and that is not a good feeling when you're working with someone in that capacity.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, we're going to talk about the last
piece of the support triangle, right? So we talked about mentors, we talked about advisors, and now we're going to talk about the consultant.
Yes, and the consultant's role, they're basically project-based. So they work on specific gaps that are happening or within the business, and they are hired for those reasons specifically. So it depends on what you're bringing them in for. That's the first thing, I believe. And the second thing is, of course, is to understand what type of experiences they've had. And then again, at the same time, be brought along for the ride. Let them teach you, let them coach you with their experience as far as what they're doing. Again, it's not to know everything, but what it is to understand the big overall outlook as far as what they're doing and what you should be getting out of it at the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
Or the engagement.
And if you're just starting out, like if you're a brand new business owner, I do not suggest spending money on a consultant immediately.
Yes.
And it sounds like I shouldn't be saying that because we're consultants, but if you're just starting out, leverage the resources that's available already, like the economic development organizations in your community. We talked about Small Business Development Center.
No, well, we didn't talk. We talked about SCORE.
Okay, we talked about SCORE.
So we'll talk about Small Business Development Center.
So Small Business Development Center are organizations that's connected to the universities in your community. It's all around the country. The Small Business Development Center is funded by the SBA, and the SBA is the Small Business Administration, and the only goal of the SBA is to help businesses in America succeed. So therefore, they fund the Small Business Development Center. So the Small Business Development Center provide consulting services, workshop, there's courses that they provide, all to help business owners, and they're all free. There's no 90% of it is free. You may have to pay for a workshop here and there, but the consultants are free. And the consultants, for the most part, are business owners. I can't even say that anymore because things are changing. But Small Business Development Center, America's SBDC, you can just Google it.
.org, yeah.
.org. You can just Google that and request a consultant, and you'll get a consultant to help you in different areas in your business. So I said SBDC, I said Economic Development Center. If you just Google free resources for business owners in your community, you can definitely find some. One of the things I want to throw out there, because I've done this, sometimes what we do is we go on social media and we see people that are selling courses, right? Like you may see someone that's selling a course for $10,000, $20,000. I've done it. And you jump in to do the course, but you're not mentally ready. So you start doing the work and you get overwhelmed and you're not able to finish. And now you have a payment or financing that you now have to cover for a course that you couldn't finish, right? Because you're skipping steps. And that's some of the things that I did when I first started, right? I was like, all right, this person is successful. I'm just going to pay this $20,000 to go through their mastermind. And 6 weeks into the mastermind, I'm overwhelmed and I can't function and I'm not able to do the work. So I'm not saying don't invest in yourself. I'm not saying don't invest in your business. I'm saying you have to also know yourself. And don't go in debt trying to speed up the process, because there's a lot of things along the way that you're going to miss. Use the resources that's available. Use the free resources that's available. Self-educate yourself. Figure out what are your blind spots, right? Because sometimes you're the bottleneck, but if you don't understand that, and if you don't understand that you're blocking your blessing, right? Then now you're just wasting money. So
yeah, And I want to add on to that because some business owners, the reason why we want to create this video right here is because there are advisors, there are consultants that are free, there are some that are paid for, right? And I say before you spend money on anyone that's going to help you improve your business, utilize the free resources first, right? As we just said, most business owners that we've interacted with, they can be the bottleneck in their business. And by being the bottleneck in their business in this sense, in this capacity, is utilizing a free resource such as the SBDC or SCORE, right? Talking about your business and being completely transparent about what's going on in your business. If you cannot be transparent to the people that are supporting you with your business and in your business, it's hard for them to assess how they can support you and what you may even need support in your business. So if you are not able to be open, be honest, be transparent, and then once you're getting information, you're being mentored, you're being advised to be accountable and take action on the things that people are asking from you, it's not going to be an easy ride. So the goal is, I think, is to let people into your business, let them understand what you're going through in your business so that they can really advise you as far as you may need extra support in the financial space before you
Jump to marketing.
Yeah, buy a 10,000 marketing package where you get the package, you understand how to market, but now your operations can't keep up with the influx
Right.
of orders that are coming in for said product or service. So you have to make sure that the pillars are strong beneath your business before you start building the business on top and really growing and expanding. So I think that's a real big piece that really can highlight how all of these people can work for you. But again, you have to work with them and you have to work for yourself. You have to understand who you are and
Right.
understand your vulnerabilities and what you're willing to do and what you're willing not to do. I say this, if you're an entrepreneur and you're not willing to let other business owners into your business, have them support you in your business, you're making a big mistake because none of us know everything about business. Even as advisors, consultants, and educators ourselves, we continue to study, we continue to learn, we continue to build upon what we already have. And it's only to get better so that we can serve the customers and clients that we support and that we work with. And I think that's a big thing that some business owners may not know, and some even advisors and consultants don't know. They don't know they're there for their benefit.
Right.
And they're really there to support them. Everything is not always transactional. And that's something we kind of, shy away from, but we have to get more, and we are getting more into the sales of what we do and promoting what we do to individuals, because I believe we do have a value, we do have experience, and we do have something to give to people as far as support in other spaces. So
Absolutely. And I'm happy that you brought up transparent, right? Mm-hmm. You absolutely have to be transparent. As business owners, we have a consulting firm now, but before that, we had the laundromat and we had issues with the laundromat. Like, I put so much money into the businesses, I was taking money from our personal expenses to pay for the businesses. So whatever you're going through and whatever you're dealing with, your mentor, your consultant, your advisor probably went through it. Now, if you have someone that's advising you that has never been through anything, you probably don't want to use that person.
Yeah.
But these are just growing pains, right? I know we had a client who needed some help, and we started working, and then they disappeared for like 8 months. But then they came back and it's like, hey, I'm ready now. And I'm like, it's okay, because that happens. Like, you get to the point where you're overwhelmed, you're stressed out. But like I said, this is why you have the team. This is why you have this trifecta of advisors, consultants, and mentors. And you may not have all of them right now, but right now, there's no excuse not to have at least a mentor and a consultant, because you can get that for free.
Yep.
And those are some of the things that you will need in order to grow a successful business.
Yep. And to close out, just to say that consultants, they are valuable, and I would like more business owners that are looking to start a business to utilize these free resources as they're structuring and starting their business, because that's where they can be the most valuable, because they can highlight and identify things that you may need in your business that you're not aware of, that you can tackle before you actually pay that first bill for your brick and mortar store or your online website, and make sure that you get some things in order. Make sure you check some boxes that need to be checked before you actually start your business. So
I like that, Corey. I like that you said. So if you haven't started a business yet, you're ahead of the people that have started, because now you can get consultants and mentors to help you build it out before you start.
Yep. And so with that, in closing, I think that was a great conversation. Again, we could talk about some of these things all day, all night. All right. And in closing, I want to say that you can never know everything about everything in business. That's not the goal. The goal is to understand enough about business that you can delegate that responsibility to a responsible person and grow your business. So with that being said, until next time, I'm Corey Wilson.
And I'm Nikisha Wilson.
This is the Wilson Podcast, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Keep growing.